Welcome to Crew W Racing. So I realized I didn't do an intro to this video, so I'm just going to do a combined of whatever happened throughout the video. So what this video is, it's a PM case, or PM gear, higher gear ratio, circle track gear. So I'd say at least an $800 gear, but with that ratio, it might be up to close to $1,000. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just showing you what I found working on it, doing it, going through it, what I had to do to repair it and get it back to the customer. Only had 100 laps on it. Started making noise, had vibrations, something. I can't quite remember. I picked it up September last year, something like that, so I'm not 100% sure. But either way, I got it, went through it, found the issues of improper preload on the carrier. The backlash was walking around a little bit. I'm sure that was because of the preload issue. One of the things I don't like about these PM cases is the fact that you go to the aftermarket case, they're already machining it. Why do they send them out with 289 bearings in them instead of 306s? It makes no sense in my mind. Somewhere along the way it probably does, but I mean, you'll see 289s, I'd say at least 8 out of the 10 cases of a stock case, but then you'll see 2 of the 306s. So most of the bearing kits I order are 289s. I keep a set of 306s in stock for that reason. So I just want to cover up everything. How I got started in the gear business was about 4 years ago. 5 years ago, I picked up a trailer load full of third members, and in order to sell some of them, I had to put a mini spool in one, or had to change the carrier, and then someone needed pinion bearings done, so I went ahead and did a couple sets for him. Ran great with him, and I don't even know where they went because he had sold the car since then. So, and now he's getting back into it, but anyhow, that's neither here nor there. I got about 20, 25 gears out there at least. I wasn't invoicing them. I wasn't counting them. I wasn't doing build sheets back then. But nowadays I am doing build sheets, invoicing. Everything's tracked. So that way, you have a problem. And I can already have most of the parts sitting here waiting before I even get the gear now. So that's one of the main reasons I do it. Plus, it's just good records to have to show what it is and how it is. So I always make sure I do a build sheet, do an invoice, so that way you got everything you need. Everything you need, and it looks good. Yeah, I know I'm rambling, but I want to kind of show you my experience. I mean, some of my gears have won some big races. My first one, I didn't even know has won a few big races, and I didn't even know where it went. I bought it for a customer. He sold it off. This other customer bought it. I just had it come back a couple weeks ago to get a full spool put in it instead of a mini spool. And yeah, there was things wrong in it, and I've made mistakes in the past. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying that at all, but I've gotten the knowledge over the years of different things of doing it, so I just want to pass it on to you guys. So enjoy the video, and yeah, I'm like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands. Okay, so what I got here is a PEM 9-inch center section circle track gear. Got it in because it was making noise. Only has like 100 laps on it. one of the first things I noticed is it turns awfully free and awfully clunky, like too much backlash. The last one of these I took apart, I found all sorts of craziness in them. Crushed sleeve, not even solid spacer. You know, people are putting over $800 in these units and they're not even set up right. So I'm going to start checking backlash and everything else like that, and we'll start going from there. Okay, you look at about 15 in this spot. Let's roll it over to a different spot. About 14 in this spot. I'll roll over to a different spot. About 12 there. So about 14 there. There's some spots in here that it's a little bit tighter, a little bit looser. It is what it is. I want to get down into this unit more and see what's going on. Get this off. Next thing I'm looking at is pattern. Seeing how that looks. Drive side's hitting pretty good. But that coast side, I'm not too happy with. So I finally got this gear apart. And I started looking at it. It does have a crush sleeve in it. Or it does have a solid spacer. Compared to crush sleeve. Here's the difference. This is designed to crush the more torque you put on it. There's many things that could happen there. The more torque to the car you put on it in a racing application, yeah, it could crush it some more and take the space up between the bearings. Also, if you change like a seal or something like that, and then you go to tighten the nut back up and not know you have one of these in there, then you're going to crush it more. You just never know. Also, the other thing I really did notice is the pattern inside this bearing or this race. It's fat here, narrow there. Definitely moving around like there was no preload on the carrier. Here, let me show you one that actually looks good. Good there. Good there. I mean, it was on both sides of the carrier bearing. The other thing is, I mean, I love the cases. I love these cases. They're good cases. Don't get me wrong. Good PEM case. Good solid. You're not going to have any issues. But, went the wrong way at the stand. The one thing that kills me about these cases, I mean, yeah, KO is a good bearing company. I trust them, Japan bearings, whatever. Timken is not even American bearings anymore either. They're sending them overseas too. So, I can't swear by Timken anymore neither because it's not American bearings either, but The one thing that really kills me is this part number right here. That tells me you bought an aftermarket case with a 289 bearing in it. And just to prove my point, I didn't even realize I set it out this way, but I did. Here's a 306 bearing. Here's a 289. Just saying. Aftermarket cases normally are 306 or a 325 bearing. Spend $800, you want the better bearings. Yes, the pinion support bearing is snap ringed in. I do like that over the, let me see if I got one. Yeah, here it is. Over this pile of crap that holds it in. Throw it in my scrap bucket. Don't need it. Definitely better than a stock case. Okay, so now I got it back together. I'm looking at pattern. Okay, I can't really see a lot there. Yeah, it looks pretty good. But I just don't look at pattern here. I look at pattern here. Pattern there. And just follow the gear around. Because you're not going to get a truer picture than what the gear does from just sitting there. You know, if you look at just one stale pattern, then yeah, people say you can do it 4 places, but you want to just see what the gear does, and this is the best way. And I can actually see what's going on. I mean, 6 of one, half a dozen other. I got 20 gears out there running, so I've had a few issues, but not anything with this. I like the pattern. It's hitting hard on the drive side, a little light on the coast side, but with this gear ratio, there ain't nothing I can do with that. You're going to give up the coast side for the drive side once you get this steep of a gear. So, I like how this gear came out for the customer. I feel a lot more comfortable with it. It's just what it is. Sometimes you got to tweak these gears when you buy them. Okay, so I was getting ready to put this back together. I just pulled this apart. I was finishing it up, and I had to put this O-ring on. The one thing I do always look at is this pattern, the pattern transfer, and I can see the pattern transfer is amazing to the pinion. So I'm just going to put it back together, torque everything down, send it to the customer. He'll be happy, I'll be happy. We'll see what goes on from there.